The Pirurvik Preschool opened its doors on January 14, 2016, with the full support of the Pond Inlet District Education Authority and the Nunavut Department of Education. This early childhood education program is for children between ages of 3 and 4, and it comes during a time of great demand for ECE in Nunavut. ECE programming that is culturally relevant has a positive impact on the learning outcomes of children and youth throughout their education. Children who have a strong foundation in their cultural identity and language increases their sense of confidence and identity so they can become resilient and proficient students. The Pirurvik Preschool provides early childhood education that is child-centered and based on the Inuit Qaujimajatugangit principles. It is enriched through the use of Montessori materials. Our goal is to provide a culturally relevant learning experience. Students are internally motivated to learn based on their individual interest in each activity. This experiential approach to learning creates a classroom of very engaged and very happy children. This approach to ECE complements the educational values of the community of Pond Inlet, as it builds confidence and independence at a critical age of development. The staff guides the children to respect others and the objects in their environment.
I enjoy working here at the Pirurvik Preschool. I enjoy working with children. They just seem to be happy to be coming here. They go through the routine pretty well. If the parents suggest that we teach them Inuit, we do that. So yeah, children learn. They learn pretty quickly.
Yeah, my oldest son attended preschool last year, and which I was really nervous for the first time because I thought he wouldn't leave my side. But once he was comfortable, he started doing Montessori all by himself, and I was really proud of him.
Start from the adults to teach the children, to form a good foundation for the children, have good education, promote education, and it should be offered in other communities.
Now that we have this preschool, the parents know more about it, and there's long line or a long list of people who want to enter their children to preschool. I'm hoping that we continue keep this preschool open for this community.
My child is always looking forward to come here. That's one of the good things. Excited to see her teachers and her classmates.
We want our children to love learning, and to love learning, we have to follow the child's interests. That's why Montessori method is one of the best ways to teach children to love learning, because Montessori method follows child's interests instead of giving all the children the same work.
These kids, what they learn now, they're going to carry for the rest of their lives, and it all starts from early childhood, eh? And so my appreciation and thanks to all those people who give their time to programs like this.
We approached the DEA with regard to wanting a Montessori program in the community that was actually reflective of Inuit Qaujimajatugangit principles and practices with regard to education. The DEA was very supportive and interested in the idea, but everybody just wanted time to think about what is this Montessori. So we went back several times and had meetings with the DEA to say, what is Montessori? How does it apply here in Pond Inlet? What are some things that make it reflective of Inuit Qaujimajatugangit principles? How do they match? And how can we make it applicable to our children? So that was a really interesting negotiating process or sharing process between the DEA, Karen, and myself, and along with support and input from the parent committee at the time. Before we even opened up with the preschool, we had a parent committee that got together and we just talked about ideas on how this would work. And through that process, we came up with the Inuit Qaujimajatugangit principles that guide the preschool.
Inuit Qaujimajatugangit tafana pitaqartillugu piugitsiartara pitsutigillugu maannaulertoq pitaqautiaqattarmata tamakkua sanajauqattartu uteqpallia qoiyayuannuulermata maannaulertoq sananiuqattartu qisileqinillu tamanna akaugitsiartara tamaani pitaqartutaujunnarma Pirurvigmi ilinniarimmaksarvigmi tavvani Pirurvigmi ilinniarimmaksarvigmi pitaqartutauqattartuanniumma tamakkuninga tupinguartaqallarpoq qamutinguartaqarlunilu ammalu qisi taakkua nivingayo qisi pitaqaurilluni amautertaqarlunilu taakkua inunnu sanaguayuvini pitaqaurtitautiarmata tavvani ilinniarimmaksarvigmi piugitsiartakka tavvani ilinniarimmaksarvigmi inuktitu oqalluusiuna uvanga atoqlugu taakkununga nukappiakkulugnu marrugnu oqallagun tukisivaallertuarertu valliayu inuktitu.
The teachers are seeing kids who are able, who are calm, who are learners that are coming from Pirurvik Preschool. So I think we will have very successful children who's come through our doors.
People, parents, teachers have all commented to say, how come you have so many little kids in one room and how come they're all so quiet? And we just say they're really engaged with hands-on, minds-on resources. When you get kids, they're fully engaged with their hands. They are so engrossed in the materials, and so much can happen as a result of that. So much learning, so much confidence grows as a result of that.
Just after 2 weeks, we started hearing positive feedback from the parents, and that was amazing. Like, really? This can really happen in a very short time? It actually did, and this time, this year, again, we hear positive feedback from the parents. Seeing their children changed in a very short time, and to me, that's powerful.
Mason loved preschool. He would look forward to preschool all the time because for him it felt like he was actually going to school.
We noticed a huge change after he started preschool. From very shy, quiet kid to more outgoing and like kind of just enjoying everything about school and education. I do know for a fact that he learned a lot in the preschool, and that was only for half a year, half a day. So even if they could do it full days, like that'd be incredible.
When children are placed in an environment with developmental materials, they engage in learning activities of their own choice because they're able to choose which materials they want to work with and when they want to work with them. The materials were developed by Maria Montessori and are arranged by subject on child-sized shelves, which are all easily accessible to children at all times. They can do these activities independently rather than depending on adults for learning to take place. All of the Montessori materials have educational value. Children are essentially always working, but they see this work time as playtime because all of the materials are hands-on and children enjoy using them.
Piuviak ajornarpalaarsimang baru ilinniaru usilaarsimangitlut ilinniareqasurisiartukuli pisarningittukuluulaarmata piuviaaluk pilimmakisasukku
ilinniarimmaksaniko immini ajunginnersaunasusu ammattiterautimi tigumeerunnarsiyareersimasu amma kisutiinnarni atoreaqqartagin ilinnialaorsimangittu naluleqqaviilluni kappiasoqqaviisu kappiasumikkararluti naluneqsaoqqaviisukkuri ilisuumminnaugaruartillugi ajornanginnersaoqqu su iliseeyim.
He started doing a lot more role playing at home, hunting, pretending to be just like his father because his father is a full-time hunter. I did notice a lot about his confidence as well. We didn't teach him how to write his name in both in Inuktitut and English, but he was already starting to write his own name, both Inuktitut and English. At the age of 3, he was already recognizing some words. Like when we're reading books, he will already know the book before we even start reading because I guess he had already read some of them here. His reading skills grew quite a bit within that very short period of time.
It didn't take long for me to realize that if I had the option, I would pay for a preschool service over a child, like a daycare center. Didn't take long for me to realize as a parent the difference, the impact of the 2 different services had for my child. Ilinniarni pimmariummat ikayuutin niarman inusittinnu suruserni ilinniar limmaksarneq pivictuang ngugikakkuli uvanga ilinniattiarsimaqattituarpata piyunnarninga anginersauyunnarmat surusi innarorlutik piyunnarnersao yunnarmingmata ilinniaraartittiaqattaruttaqautamaa ilinniar vingmuartitteqattaruutta surusse uirittunnarmat ilinniarnermu upaktittiaqattangillutigu upaktiaq rumayunniiqattarmata surusi teimanna kamagittiartigiyaraaqarmata surusi aaqqiksu simanasuglutigu inuusinginni qanuingittiaquguttigu qanuinnangittiartumi pirorlutik angeqqami amma ilinniariartittiarpaglugi kamagittiarlugi kamagiyaraaqarningi qanuingittiartuni teimanna piruiyunnaratta.
What I love about Montessori is it teaches principles of respect, it teaches principles of order, it teaches ways to come to a task, to begin it, to do the task, to finish it, to put it away. It trains the mind to be very methodical about gaining skills. When you gain skills, you are then able to become more creative because you have the basic knowledge already there. So a child learns mastery. When a child learns mastery, they feel good about themselves.
This partnership between the Pond Inlet DEA, the Department of Education, and the Nunavut Arctic College has created an exciting opportunity for education, childcare, and employment opportunities in Pond Inlet. The ECE students who appear in this film are set to graduate from their 2-year diploma program in April 2017 and are still in training.
My students, they have said that their lives have changed at home. They want to be better mothers. They're spending more time with their children. They have changed their perspective of motherhood.
Early childhood education can mean, I think, different things to different people. And I think early childhood education needs to fit in the community where it's at, and the geography it's at. And I have been down to our little program here, and I see children learning about themselves, about us, about our environment, about our land. And it's a feel-good story because it's true. These kids are, when I went to school, I learned about Dick and Jane and trees and elephants and everything foreign to me. I go down there and I see these kids playing with little seals and whatever, toys that they can relate to. It must mean so much more. Sure, I might be biased, but I don't mind being biased when I say, come and look at our program here. I don't think you'd have to go pretty far to find anything equivalent to the program that these fine people are doing here, and the success that it's having in our community and with the kids.
The consensus within the education research community, supported by vast long-term preschool studies, have shown that preschool participants score higher on literacy tests as adults, are twice as likely to earn post-secondary degrees, are more likely to hold steady jobs, have a savings account, and less likely to rely on government support, and have reported to have fewer mental health issues. Clearly, the benefits of these lifelong impacts are aspirational objectives to strive towards for a territory struggling with these very issues. Proving sustained, authentic, and standard basic ECE programming in Nunavut is a proactive means of improving the standard of living for all Nunavummiut. The ripple effect of what a 3-year-old child experiences early on in life is clearly evident well into middle age. Indeed, early childhood education is a key component of territorial suicide prevention by providing children with support early on in life.
I believe the Montessori teachings and the way in which this course comes together will mesh with the powerful women that are going through the early childhood program now to provide a solid base for education.
The preschool would not be off on its feet if it wasn't for the Nunavut Arctic College program, which has helped us to train over the period of 2 years 6 fantastic future graduates of the ECE program. And it would not be anywhere it is today without them and the input they've had into the preschool. They have built this preschool from day one, and they have seen it grow to where it is today, and they are all wanting to continue to be a part of that growth in the future.
My future goals is to apply at Pirurvik Preschool and to keep Pirurvik Preschool open for the generation from our children's children.
The love, the care, and the responsiveness to the children has been very, very powerful. I feel very lucky to have been part of this process. What I think has made this educational program such a success in the community is that it has had community input from day one, and it also has materials and an energy and a spirit that is all about the kids.
Education is the way for a successful life. We need to promote Inuit. We have to have healthy children, healthy future leaders. These children will be our future. They will be our leaders. They will be our doctors. They will be our lawyers. My hopes and dreams for early childhood education is that one day all communities will have a preschool with funding, because right now we don't know really don't know who's going to fund us.
We can talk about it, but if we don't give it the due process, the tools and the resources, then we have failed. And that's why I have been very adamant about, if you're going to give a responsibility to anybody, such as if you're serious about early childhood education, give it the tools and the resources that it deserves. This program, the way it's run, It's a great success, and don't let anybody destroy that success, because it's a role model that is working fine. Don't let the government or anybody for that matter take its funding away, because if we do that, we're doing injustice to our kids. Here we are, we always say, the kids are our future, the kids got to do this, and that's great. But if we don't give them the tools at an early age to start learning, because nobody can ever learn enough. You can never be overeducated, in my humble opinion. So if we can give them that head start, we will be blessed. Kids deserve it. Our communities deserve it.
I would definitely recommend this approach to other parents, young parents. If we were able to have like a full-time preschool, there's a lot of us that would want our children in the program.
Ila ikayok tu tiakat tigo na ilinayok sak rasuktu sivunik sarigat tigo nutare kuri soko si sivunik sarigat tigo tamanna atu tiakat tangma ilinayok saktunu ilinak yang narik tilugi Qaujimajatugangit tang mata soko seo katigi tunilukating katakatyagon nakpaglutik tamanna kayus tiya Qaujimajatugangit tuaro ilinayok sakto tawunga ikayok tuktaw kan nakumanakslunilo kinaw yatigo pivarle gutitiaro katang ma takuno nga ilinayak tukuruno ilinayok sakto no amatako ekanayak tipilirit tiyak tuaro ningino kayus tiya katang ma kuya naman.
I believe that education can change lives, and ultimately I feel that education can change the world. We need to do a better job at supporting our children, and we need to do a better job at providing resources and opportunities to children that matter to them, and we need to follow their lead and provide them what they need.
I think government of Nunavut should support ECE program and support them with more fundings available to them, because a lot of times their funding is very limited, and sometimes they stop because their funding, there are no longer any funds for them. It's very important that government supports it. The children are our future.
I want to tell the whole world that it really benefits the community and the schools.
When it's community-driven, community-based, with the community involved, you can't help but make it success. 99% of the time it will succeed.
When a person learns to love themselves, when a person understands that they can learn something and that their learning leads to a mastery of a skill, which then allows them to become more creative and do more things with that skill. We train brains, we train children, we allow them to feel good in the world. When people feel good in the world, they don't lash out at other people. They learn to be more heart-centered. They learn to be compassionate. They learn to have empathy for others. They learn that when they struggled to learn how to do something, it was a way of moving through. Montessori allows that to happen in the classroom, and you will see children turn around. You will not see the same feelings of depression and overwhelm and sadness when children learn to love themselves better, when they learn to understand their value. You will not have the teen suicides. You will not have the hopelessness, because you will light a fire within a child that teaches them how to show up in the world, to be part of community, and to be strong. And I wish all of these children and this community every success to do that.